Hello there, my name is and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk all things trading, finances and money in general. And this is going to be a very important Bitcoin update. If you're into Bitcoin, if you are trading Bitcoin actively, or if you're invested in Bitcoin, then you must watch this video till the end because I'm going to be breaking down exactly what's going on in Bitcoin right now from the technical perspective as well as the fundamental perspective, and how is the current breakout different from the previous breakouts that we've seen that have taken us to all-time highs, etc. And I think that this video is going to contain a lot of putting information in the correct, understandable perspective of what we can actually expect from Bitcoin in reality and what it all looks like without, being one of those people who just always says randomly, Bitcoin to the moon. Woo! But actually being realistic and being honest and looking at all the metrics, not just the technicals. So without any further ado, as always, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you're notified when I make a new upload, because these videos are super educational and super important to watch just as I put them out there. So make sure to click two of those buttons, and as always, if you could hit that like button, it's a lot easier to hit that like button than to actually create all of these videos. So I would be eternally grateful for my community, for all the support of my community by just leaving a like and also a comment down below. Okay, so let's just jump right into the action because we have a lot of things to cover and I want to be as brief and quick as possible. So as you remember, we have been in this falling wedge here and everybody was super excited about this breakout that we've seen, and we've even seen some volume. Let me just turn it on. We've seen some volume at this break, which was quite nice. And now we are sort of stuck between 45,000, 46,000 and 42,300. So these are two most important key market levels for us to watch at this time. However, what we are seeing in the chart is only technical. And in terms of my price predictions and the targets, etc., I want to move this to the end of the video and not do it in the beginning of the video, because first I really want to discuss something that is more intrinsically important, in my personal opinion, than just the bare technicals. And the thing is, which you really have to understand, is that this breakout, which we are seeing right here, is primarily technical. So remember, there's technical analysis, there's fundamental analysis, there is on-chain analysis, etc. So, and in this one, if we go, and I'm just gonna try to fly through this as fast as possible. Let's go. Yes, so basically if we're going to all these metrics and we're reading about the liquidations and the short liquidations as well as the long liquidations and doing this simple analysis, which I'm not going to bore you with in this video, I'm just going to tell you my overview in general, and that is that this whole breakout basically, and this whole move upward, this powerful move upward, was generated basically by the liquidation of short trades. So those who were shorting the market, they got liquidated, we got a lot of volatility out of it, so it actually pumped the price quite quickly, and that's why I didn't really get an entry price because of my risk and money management, because in my opinion it was just too late to enter and way too dangerous. And this kind of a retracement that we're seeing right now is proof that it can be very, very painful and dangerous. So I'm actually quite happy I didn't long the market in terms of a swing trade. I did trade the small trades here and there as always, but and by the way, if you want to be trading actively, then look no further than Bybit, and down in the description of this video you'll find my exclusive link to Bybit, which you can use to register. It takes like 20 seconds. Make your initial deposit and then go to the rewards hub and get up to $4,100 of free money in the way of bonuses that Bybit gives you for using my exclusive link. And currently Bybit also offers up to 30% discount on all of their commissions, which is simply amazing, because if you're trading with a big account, you're going to be saving hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars or sometimes even millions of dollars depending on how big you are. So yeah, I mean, if you want to be trading actively, you can always find interesting entries here and there, different wedges, different levels, volume, and a bunch of analysis that you can do and take small scalp trades, like day trades. That's fine. What I'm talking about here in this instance is more swing trade, something with a bigger target, with a bigger stop. This is something that my risk and money management didn't really allow me to do in this area. But what's important to understand currently, that this whole breakout is more technical. What we want to see is not just technical, we're swapping some liquidity and there is, some liquidations happening, etc. We also really want to see some fundamentals. And a lot of you will say that on-chain analysis can be considered as fundamentals. Okay, so let's take a look at one of the examples, which in my personal opinion is quite important. And here is one of them. So this is the Bitcoin entity adjusted dormancy flow. It's a very popular metric as of today. And let's quickly take a look at, once again, what does it mean to have a low dormancy value right here. So low dormancy values means the coins being spent that they have are relatively young, signaling that older coins are generally remaining unspent. So it just is a sign of hodling, etc. So, and in this instance, let's go back to the dormancy flow. So we've seen oftentimes when we're going into this green box right here, it actually is followed by a massive pump, or the beginning of a massive pump. And I've mentioned this previously in one of my previous videos, and certainly it is the case. However, is this enough for us to say that this breakout is real? And this is something that I want to talk to you about shortly, and I want to mention a few fundamental key factors that could help us actually do it, which we don't have at this time. So dormancy, entity adjusted dormancy flow is a good metric, but remember that we are looking at this kind of a situation right here when we actually had double dips into it previously, going much lower, which could again be the case that I'm gonna describe in just 1 second. Let me just quickly mention what would be the fundamentals that I am personally talking about, which would actually be able to propel Bitcoin, to the all-time high, to a new all-time high. And just remember that this is not financial advice, and certainly anything can happen. We can ride the wave of just technicals and on-chain metrics, and that's it, having no fundamentals and having bad fundamentals, just like we are having as of right now. And this is something that you have to keep in mind, that the market oftentimes is really difficult to predict. And if you can predict the market at least 50% of the time, you'll make a lot of money. So being right only half the time. So that's why, there is a lot of information to consider, and that's why I have my YouTube channel, and that's why you guys are liking my videos. So thank you very much in advance. Okay, so what would be that amazing piece of fundamentals right now that we would want to see? That would be, some kind of new legal tender in some, big country. Then also ETF, finally an ETF being launched so that the pension funds, billions and gazillions of dollars would gain direct access to Bitcoin. This would have been just absolutely huge. So one of those, big things. But instead, what we are having right now, number one is Russia is about to invade Ukraine, and we're about to have another world war, so to speak. And let's take a look quickly at where it is. There it is. So basically, Biden and Putin had a very important talk yesterday, which was, I believe yesterday. And the call lasted for an hour. There was no breakthrough, and the Kremlin has said no substantial answers. So blah, blah, blah. So basically, Russia is about to invade Ukraine, and everybody is panicking. And all the governments are issuing official announcement and notices for their citizens to actually travel back to their home countries. So it's really, the tensions are up there and out there, and this can be quite, if Russia invades Ukraine and we see a big destabilization in that region, and we see an even maybe bigger escalation of the different countries joining the party, so to speak, this could definitely send all of the markets down, and especially Bitcoin as well, because it's a high-risk asset, so Bitcoin is going to suffer from it in a short-term perspective. Remember, it's not going to take Bitcoin to $5,000. It certainly is going to help it go below 30,000, but you have to keep your expectations straight. What we're gonna definitely see is a bigger correction in S&P 500, because right now, if we are retesting this 4420, then certainly we're probably gonna be breaking lower than 4280, that's for sure. And also another thing to take a look at, which is not a very good thing for us, and everybody knows this, is the rising of the interest rates. And currently, something you really have to pay attention to will be on Monday, and that is going to be a closed board meeting on the 14th of February, which is tomorrow. And what's going to be discussed? Well, again, interest rates and that kind of good, juicy stuff. And when this kind of expedited board meeting took place, it was the last time it was in 2015, and this is when the interest rates were actually increased and raised just look at the history, what happened before. So, and if that's going to happen, then certainly it's going to send S&P 500 down, and the Bitcoin price is also going to suffer from it ever so slightly. So instead of having some really nice legal tender announcements and, ETF, etc., we have war, interest rates, and just in general, the fundamental aspects of the market is not really looking that very good. So we have only the technicals and on-chain data for sure, okay, and the hash rate is, really good, really strong. But at the same time, it's only half of the picture, in my personal opinion, what is necessary for us to see an incredibly powerful rally. But again, this is just my personal opinion at this time. And let's zoom in at this point a little bit here. Let's take a look at the key market levels that we are stuck at currently. And as I said previously, that we have this super important key market level at about 45,700, so you can round it up at about 46,000, and then this super important key market level at 42,300, and this is where we've had this super important consolidation. You remember actually on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, just the verified account. That's where I post a lot of interesting stuff. Let me just quickly go to my Twitter right here, and let me just put in an interesting poll. Let's just name it. So let's go. Let's say that Bitcoin, is it going to 50K or is it actually going to 30K? I'll do it for 2 days, and let's go. So please, guys and girls, go to my Twitter and vote right now. I really want to know your personal opinion. So, and right here we had this super important, and yes, on Twitter I actually mentioned that there is, let's quickly take a look. I forgot totally. Go lower, and there it is here. Remember this tweet? Quite an interesting piece of price action happening in Bitcoin. A big move is coming. We'll make a video tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. So, and here. This was this move that I predicted. So as I said, the big move is coming, and it was very obvious that we have some kind of accumulation right here after this pump, and it was really nice. It was really beautiful. But look, and I explained many times that I didn't long the market from this area right here because of the risk and money management reasons. And well, it has proven to be very accurate. So Mr. Spot on duty. So, okay, and basically here we came down to this level yet again, and we're currently testing it, and this is very important, 42,300, and which coincides almost quite cleanly with this accumulation level right here. And why that is because if we're going to be going below, and if we're going to actually finally break 42K, and we're going to go below, let's say 41,000 right here, then, and we're going to have this last level of resistance of about 40,500. It's also from the daily chart, by the way, which is this one right here, which has been super important always with all of these confirmations in these areas. So if that's something that we're going to not hold, and this is something, yes, we're going to have a lot of stop losses in this area, those who actually traded this breakout going above, because remember, all the most of the traders are doing the same stuff, so good traders. And all of the stops are going to be in this area, so we're going to have a lot of long liquidations going downward here, which can send our price down into the abyss, into again this area of resistance, and then perhaps a retest of 33K, then 30K, etc. So in my personal opinion, currently, these are my targets. So right now we are kind of hanging by the thread right here. So if this level holds, then our next retest obviously is 46,000, then 52, 58, etc. Very simple. But if it doesn't hold, and with the current fundamentals and with what's going to happen tomorrow because of Fed potentially of expedited meeting actually raising the interest rates, and the S&P going down and dragging Bitcoin together with it, and triggering a lot of long liquidations here, this is gonna definitely, the first target is going to be 40,500, but I don't think it's gonna hold it. So our next target is going to be easily, let's say $38,000 is gonna be the target number one. Then I would probably, if we extend it like this, then our second target of this resistance in the falling daily wedge, this is going to be about 36,500. and then the last potential resistance if we're going to be going in this short-term perspective. Once again, this short-term perspective. Then again, about $33,000 of this area. So these are going to be my three main targets if this is going to be the case in this instance. And remember that this stuff is really easy to see. It's only, having experience and the understanding of what's going on in the markets. And if you would like to join certified trading education and learn from a certified mentor, then look no further than tomscrollo.com. And down in the description of this video, you'll find a bunch of links to awesome products, a crypto masterclass, as well as my 5 months long complete trading education as well, with a nice extra discount for my YouTube subscribers. And as always, hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please like the video right now, give me that support, and also please do let me know down in the comments how you are seeing the current situation. Would love to know your opinion, and stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.